Ever heard about Thomas Alva Edison forgetting how to light a bulb, or for that matter, Alexander Graham Bell forgetting how to connect the telephone wires? If not, welcome to England, a nation that is probably efficient at just robbing others' hard-earned wealth, but definitely a failure at protecting everything, from their economy to their status in war, or even their own sports, be it cricket or soccer or even badminton for that instance. But the way the former defending champions are now on the precipice of a disastrous exit from the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 is something not even the culinary or political counterparts would be ever able to match. Like Owen Morgan himself said, "I've never come across a sports team that has underperformed like this England team given the level of expectation that is on their shoulders." The once dominant force in the sport is now gasping for air, fighting to avoid being cast into the abyss of early elimination. It's a dramatic turn of events for a team that was once the toast of international cricket. So join us on board as we examine the factors behind England's unexpected underperformance. The once masters of the game now find themselves in an unfamiliar and uncomfortable position. Being the inventors of the sport, cricket was as normal in England as if taking a stroll in the park or sipping tea in your courtyard. It was like they were born with bats and balls in hand. And the cricketing prowess was a legacy woven into the very fabric of the nation. England's supremacy on the cricket field was almost unchallenged until the 70s. Beating them in their own backyard was considered almost next to impossible. They were the kings of the pitch, and the fans revelled in the glory that came with it. Their dominance was such that even when the West Indies won the inaugural World Cup, the then captain Tony Greig swaggered about for the subsequent tour, declaring that England would make the opposition grovel onto the ground. But oh, how the cricketing gods have a sense of humor. That comment, laced with arrogance, backfired, both literally and figuratively. Slowly but steadily, England lost their iron grip on both Test and One-Day international cricket. As we step into the 21st century, the once mighty England cricket team seemed to have turned into a bunch of crybabies. They were quick to point fingers, wailing about the lack of sportsmanship while themselves practicing none of it. Only last year, when Deepti Sharma had dismissed an English batswoman using the unorthodox barkering method, wrongfully labelled mankading by envious Englishmen, the English cricketing community swooped down upon our nation. They called us uncivilized, unfit for sportsmanship, blah blah blah. Well, isn't that the classic case of the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, really, who's talking here? The ones who won a World Cup on boundary counts. Really? England's fall from cricketing grace is a tale as intriguing as any Shakespearean drama. It's a story of highs and lows, of arrogance and humility, and it leaves us pondering how the mighty have fallen. How did England, once the aristocracy of cricket, became the court jesters of the sport? You know, the conditions are truly dire when even teams like Sri Lanka and Afghanistan, who are not even in the prime, start pummeling you black and blue on the field. It's like watching David topple Goliath while the latter stumbles in disbelief. I mean, let's be honest, who did England manage to beat this time? Just Bangladesh, a team that actually deserves the titles of minnows this time around. For even the likes of Netherlands and Afghanistan have outshone both the teams by a country mile. Even Owen Morgan, the captain who led the team to a fluke victory in the 2019 ICC World Cup, is scratching his own head. In his own words, there's something within the team that is definitely unsettled. The method they're trying to use, and given the substantial nature of their losses, it calls into question the morale in the changing room and the confidence. It must be at its lowest point in a long time. Morgan refuses to accept the easy excuse that players are all out of form at the same time. He insists there's more to this mystery. On paper, England boasts a batting lineup that is almost formidable and close to invincible, but they simply haven't fired when it matters the most. I've overheard rumblings in various sections and all over social media where people have often said London has fallen. Now, I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but in the domain of cricket, with England suffering a humiliating loss of 100 runs to Bharat, and that too in a low-scoring match, well, London has definitely fallen.